great programs, you know, which do not patronize people, but, you know, raise the level and confer upon us the responsibility of doing that. That's not elitism. It's just to say that user-generated content, you know, cannot produce Michelangelo or Einstein. I'm sure you'd agree with that.
No, completely. I think, you know, for me, user-generated content is most meaningful when it's in its right context, which is, you know, there is, what's interesting about the shifting scales of technologically assisted social discourse we have now is what happens when content moves from one kind of realm to another. So, you know, when you take a photo, if you happen to be on a tube, and, you know, that happens to be a photo of the 7/7 bombings, that photo it transgresses social spaces, and that transgression is something which I think we need to be discussing a lot more as a kind of society. What happens when you take ideas from one kind of social space and they get, I mean, I do projects for teenagers at the moment, and a lot of the projects we're doing are about things like cyberbullying and identity theft and stuff like that. You know, young kids are putting their lives online in a way which they don't think of as public. They think of them as social spaces that only their friends can see. And sometimes that's hugely beneficial for them, because somebody might see their stuff and take it into another context, and they might get a real opportunity through that. But it's really challenging as well. So it's not so much about whether social spaces really exist or not, but in a sense, what happens when content transgresses from, you know, what happens when content shifts from one space to another, and what does that mean kind of socially, psychically, economically, individually? These are all the things that we need to work out. When I talk about the fact there's no public domain, I don't mean that we don't share occasionally great moments, great peaks of kind of focused attention. Sometimes that's orchestrated through, you know, kind of broadcasting around things like Britain's Got Talent and stuff like that. Sometimes it's organic. It happens just kind of through events, dear boy, as a famous quote says. I think the challenge now is that the accident of history in the 20th century of mass media technologies meant that we could create institutions which